Redditors who post nudes of themselves on the internet. Do you ever worry about being caught? If this has happened to you, what was the aftermath? I knew someone from school that didn't really mind when people saw her naked. She even liked showing off. It got to a point where she started making money off of posting nudes online. Casual nudes. Not very explicit. I never really thought about it and never found it weird because I was used to seeing her naked. But years later it dawned on me that when she started uploading she was still underage. When I looked her up I noticed she deleted all her accounts and had basically zero online presence. So I asked a friend we had in common what happened to her. Well, she got extremely paranoid once some people pointed out that she was in fact underage and some of her accounts got deleted and reported. So she basically disappeared from the internet. Looking back from an outside perspective, my town and friends were kinda weird. But we didn't know better. I do worry about my parents finding out. But I'm mostly worried about my boss seeing. I don't think I could look him in the eyes again, lol. All I've done is post my penis. I told some of my friends that I did it and a few of them actually went and looked. The picture was taken in a way I wouldn't be easily identifiable. I was terrified when I first started. Then got so lax to the point where I would check my DMs while I was on campus. It made me so mad when people would try to guess who I was. No one ever got it right. But a lot of people seemed like they were trying to guess under the premise of blackmail. Just enjoy the nudes. Don't be a dick and ruin it for all parties. I was 15 and took part in a naked longboarding run to impress an older girl. Didn't know that there'd be photographers from the media covering the event, but I did it anyway. It's been about a decade and a half since then, but if you Google my uncommon name and filter through social media results, you'll see my uncensored underage penis with a bunch of other naked dudes bombing down this hill. A friend of mine once mentioned it, but he's a bit weird and spends his time Googling people anyway. I was super depressed in 2018, so I made a Pornhub account and uploaded pics and videos. I didn't make anything. I liked the attention I got from men. It was a nice distraction. Someone messaged me on their wanting to pay for a own personal video. But they wanted to know I was real, and wasn't going to scam them, so they asked for my Instagram. I gave it to them because my real name isn't on there. I follow less than 50 accounts. I never use it. And there's no pictures of me on it. They must have looked at my friends list. Found my friend's account. Used that to use their Facebook account. And then found mine somehow. A couple days later I got a SC friend request and the person messaged me saying, "Hi." I said, "Hi," back, and then they sent screenshots of my nudes and my family's FB account and said if I don't do as they said, they'd send my nudes to my family. Out of fear, I played along for the night. I was supposed to do something the next morning or else they'd get sent. But I didn't do it. I don't know if they even sent the things to my family. Maybe they did, but none of them wanted to say, "Hey, I got your nudes sent to me." 2 years later I still sometimes get scared that whoever that person was will just randomly send my nudes out. Also, they had me do some weird, gross things. First I had to take a full naked photo, face included. Then I had to eat food off the ground. Split it out. Then eat it again. It was disgusting and I wish nothing but pain onto that person. But when you're 18 and in that situation, you want to do anything to save your ass from being exposed, literally. I have found at least 3 of my friends, all M2, posting nudes on Reddit. I haven't told any of them ever, but I don't think they care. I used to sell nude photos and videos of me from 1998 to 2002 or so. We were extremely poor and lots of horny men were willing to pay me to play on cam, send them photos, etc. In 2002, a coworker of mine asked me to go to lunch with him one day. At lunch he told me he'd been to a party and he and a bunch of other guys were looking at porn and saw a photo of me sucking myself. He was a closeted gay man who was very involved in his local church. So he wasn't about to share what he found, how he found it. Which was good, because it would have ruined my life at the time. Only thing he did was proposition me. But I politely declined. That was the end of it. Thankfully. I didn't post them myself. But my phone got stolen and was linked to my Facebook account. So whoever stole it posted nudes and kinky pictures to my profile. I woke up to my roommate banging on my door. Because my fucking uncle saw them on Facebook and called my mom, who called my roommate. It was not a good day. I will say my mom and stepdad were awesome about it. Didn't shame me and just asked if I wanted them to come to my city and take care of me. I was enraged that someone did that on top of stealing my phone. I used the Find My iPhone app to track it within a couple blocks radius and knocked on doors with no success on a rainy day. Ended up destroying my umbrella in a fit of rage. The pictures were flagged and removed from Facebook before I woke up. But they were obscene. And definitely not images I wanted my extended family to see. I actually got caught by my mother once. She just said to be careful and that I shouldn't do that. She was mostly worried about me than mad or anything else. Alright, the story I've never told. I used to play a text-based game online. It was small, around 150 active players. It was a community-style game with guilds and had chat rooms. So once I was talking to another player and for some reason he smooth-talked me into sending him tits. It wasn't even like a seduction. More of a dare. Years go by and I'm talking to someone in the game and I let slip my real name. He's like, "Wait, you're Anna? As in the redhead with big tits Anna?" Turns out the guy the first sent the pic to had gotten most girls in the game to send pics. There was a folder some of the players shared the nudes on. For some reason he saved my pic under my real name. Not my username. Soon it went around that I was Anna. Slightly awkward since my husband now played the game, started the game when I was 18 and not married. I find the guy who collected the pics rather scuzzy, but I also don't feel embarrassed or ashamed. It was a good pic and I sent it willingly. It's been almost 20 years and I'm still not a politician or public figure, so I suppose there's no issues there. I doubt it still exists still, but if it does I'd love a copy. I'm not worried if my friends find it, but I'm worried my patients would find my videos. It would make saying, a little awkward. Used to post videos of myself jerking off on Xtube. With face and general location, state I live in. Being single, gay, and living in a state with a low population. I was hoping someone local would see it and be interested. I was also a local musician, and one time when I was at a show, a security guard who I had seen around before came up to me while the music was playing and whispered in my ear that he had seen my videos, thought I was hot, and asked if I wanted to go make out in the back. I was completely caught off guard and shocked, as I didn't think it was possible for my worlds to collide like that. All I managed to respond was, "Sure." And we did. I later added him on Facebook and found out he had a wife and kids. Definitely was not expecting that. If people found me attractive enough to even want to look at me nude online, I'd call that a win. Used to post on Pornhub and make vids for the fuck of it. Been recognized on like 2 dating sites, which was anxiety-inducing. Also my ex-BF and his friend found my account, which I kind of forgot about and he was kind of bummed about. He let it go, but it was used against me a couple of times. So that sucked. A reminder to not use the same username for any accounts, especially PHLOL. I'm actually thinking of making an alt account to do so. But then if someone finds that alt account and finds out who I am IRL, well, I hope they're impressed. Because I certainly have nothing to be ashamed of. I do, not under this username. I am a woman working in a professional role. There's no chance my parents would find them. I keep my face out of most of them. My friends wouldn't care, and what's some guy from work who recognizes me going to do? Go to HR and say, "I was looking at porn subreddits and saw Spike clearly in her own house and not representing her work." It's fun. It makes me feel good. While I appreciate the concern about my job, future relationships, immortal soul, etc., I am a grown-up. And yes, I have considered these points long before you showed up to try and point them out to me today. I still did it. I'm not going to elaborate on my individual circumstances or my cost-benefit analysis. Who the hell is gonna catch me? The only person I would care about seeing that is my mother, and I really doubt she's gonna call me and be like, I was looking at strange penises on the internet and saw one that has a mole next to the base just like yours did when you were a baby. Why are you showing internet strangers your penis? An ex of mine took sexual recordings of me without my consent and posted them online. I saw the videos saved on his computer, and he confessed after breaking up that he posted them but refused to tell me where. I'm terrified of my family and/or patients finding them. No, because male nudes have zero value and nobody will do anything with them. The only thing that might be embarrassing would be someone picking up my phone and seeing my dick pics. But that was before I blocked it with a password. You just reminded me of a time a friend of mine had a guy texted her a dick pic. He claimed it was his dick. But it was a picture of her boyfriend's dick. I still don't know how the fuck that happened. But like you could easily tell it was BF's by the background being his bedroom. Apparently he thought it was nice enough to try to entice people. In the gay community, there are so many penises and asses out there. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. Lol. I suppose that's why with us, it's less controversial or a big deal. On that note, I really don't care if people were to find my nudes. As long as no one is making money off my images. I am good with that. I'm not ever gonna run for office or be famous. And my family has dealt with plenty worse in regards to my past behaviors. Nah, I'm very confident with my body and have set up a lot of safety nets in case someone has a bad reaction to finding it. I haven't posted much recently, but even if a friend said they'd found me I wouldn't mind much. Sometimes I feel like it could be interesting if someone did find out honestly. There was one time that I was messaging a professor whose university and the subject he taught had way too much in common with the one I attend and what I study. But that's the closest I've ever come to getting found out, and I would sometimes take photos in the university itself, so if no one found out from that I doubt they ever will. I had this happen a while back. I posted nudes on a few niche NSFW subreddits and a guy friend found them. I realized all of my posts would always have this one user commenting. So I figured he was subscribed to my profile and I looked through his. Pretty quickly realized it was a friend of mine from college that I was still good friends with. Like, text and snap every day, levels of friend. I called him out by messaging him one of the more explicit comments he'd made about what he wanted to do to me. And he was super embarrassed and apologized for not telling me. The pics didn't have my face or tats in them. Apparently he'd recognized me from a piece of jewelry and never said anything. Ordinarily I wouldn't have cared, but he was dating my best friend at the time, so I thought it was kinda messed up for him to be commenting sexual stuff on my pics while he was with her. They ended up breaking up and his infidelity was a major contributing factor. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button. See you next time.